An end to hostilities in the Middle East, making history once and for all. Donald Trump is going for gold, but will he be able to succeed in doing it? I am Tall, the traveling clat, your favorite Zionist prince that's been kicked out of 109 countries. If you want to join the 109 Club, I recommend you buy the merch, thetravelingclat.com, in the description right now. So this ceasefire deal, actually, it's more than just a ceasefire deal. This end of the war deal is on the table right now. Donald Trump is pushing hard. He's doing the same. He employed the same strategy in this one that he did in the war with Iran, by basically announcing a ceasefire before it was actually accepted by both sides. And now we're scaling back from there. So we got a little news report to look at right now, and then we're going to be breaking down where we are today as of October 5th. This video will probably be coming out a little bit later. We're also going into another holiday here, another Jewish holiday called Sukkot. So things are probably going to be slow to come out as this is happening. And in the background of all of this, we are preparing for a potential assault on or with Iran. I know this is weird, it's crazy, but let's take a look.
And welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We do have some breaking news as President Trump has now given Hamas a Sunday deadline to end the war. You're taking a live look there in Gaza right now as we do continue to read you the latest of what we're learning here. President Trump saying Hamas must agree to a proposed peace deal for Gaza by 6 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, and threatened that the group will face more attacks if it doesn't. We do have that post here from President Trump. This is a very lengthy post, so we're going to put up just a portion of it on your screen, but I will read it to you in full. Here is what the president is saying. He says, Hamas has been a ruthless and violent threat for many years in the Middle East. They have killed and made lives unbearably miserable, culminating with the October 7th massacre in Israel. Babies, women, children, old people, and many young men and women, boys and girls, getting ready to celebrate their future lives together. He goes on to say, as retribution for the October 7th attack on civilization, more than 25,000 Hamas soldiers have already been killed. Most of the rest are surrounded and militarily trapped, just waiting for me to give the word go for their lives to be quickly extinguished. As for the rest, we know where and who you are, and you will be hunted down and killed. I am asking that all innocent Palestinians immediately leave the area of potentially great future death for safer parts of Gaza. Everyone will be well cared for by those that are waiting to help. Fortunately for Hamas, however, they will be given one last chance. Great, powerful, and very rich nations of the Middle East and the surrounding areas beyond, together with the United States of America, have agreed, with Israel signing on, to peace after 3,000 years in the Middle East. This deal also spares the lives of all remaining Hamas fighters. The details of the document are known to the world, and it is a great one for all. We will have peace in the Middle East one way or another. The violence and bloodshed will stop. Release the hostages, all of them, including the bodies of those that are dead now. An agreement must be reached with Hamas by Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Washington, D.C. time. Every country has signed on. If this last chance agreement is not reached, all hell like no one has ever seen before will break out against Hamas. There will be peace in the Middle East one way or another. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. This all coming after President Trump unveiled the plan alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu earlier this week. Hamas said on...
So that's a summary of where we're at the moment, okay? Now, we did have a few more little news updates here. There was a tweet last night put up by the president saying, I said, Bibi, this is your chance for victory. He was fine with it. He's got to be fine with it. He has no choice. With me, you've got to be fine. So that's what we're looking at, the reality of where we are. There's also been a Jerusalem Post article that came out that says that actually overnight, Israel has agreed officially to withdraw to the withdrawal line that Hamas. So Israel's going on a trend of just agreeing to everything right now. Basically, the mediators went to Hamas, and Hamas obviously has to nitpick something. And basically, they requested that Israel withdraw further than what they were initially going to withdraw. From what I understand, we still have not gotten any sort of closure on whether Hamas will be staying in Gaza after. It seems like Hamas doesn't want to give up power. but that's still being negotiated on. I think we're going to have to take an L on that as for Israel, because I don't think that there's any way Trump is going to relent off of this. So Israel agreed to U.S. Donald Trump's proposal initial Gaza Strip withdrawal line. Trump claimed in a Truth Social post yesterday the line has been shown to Hamas. Trump noted, adding that the ceasefire will be immediately effective when the terror group confirms. This will include an exchange of hostages and prisoners. And I'm already hearing murmurs, right, from people all over Israel, different parts of society that I'm in contact with, that there's preparations being made for in different hospitals that potentially hostages will be coming back home, which is the first time we've had. I don't think it's ever been this serious in a long time. This is pretty big, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on this because I'm, like always, I'm a little bit conflicted. So we have here from Truth Social, after negotiations, Israel has agreed to the initial withdrawal line, which we have to shown, and shared with Hamas. When Hamas confirms the ceasefire will be immediately effective, the hostages and prisoner exchanges will begin, and we will create conditions for the next phase of withdrawal, which will bring us closer to the end of the 3,000-year catastrophe. Thank you for the attention on this matter. Stayed tuned. Hamas must release hostages or else, Trump asserts. Now, here's reality. There's no way Hamas releases all 48 in 72 hours. It's just not going to happen. They're going to delay because they always do. And there's no way that once the process is started that Trump will back off from it. So we're going to be eating L's after L's after L's. Now, what I want you guys, my beautiful audience, to prepare for is prepare for the genocided, apartheid, malnourished, starving population of Gaza. Prepare for the day the ceasefire is announced. You are going to see parades, celebrations, the fat jumbo wumbo Gazans, and Hamas parades taking place all over the Gaza Strip. You're going to see all of a sudden this malnourished, starving population rise to their feet and say, "Hurrah, we won the war." It will not be a starvation or a genocide. I mean, Palestinians are the only population on the history of planet Earth that are able to win a genocide. The only ones who are capable of winning a genocide. That being said, I'm getting into semantics right now, okay? I'm going to explain to you my breakdown and what I think is actually going on in just 1 second. I want to finish this article. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated it was his hope that he would be able to announce the return of the remaining hostages over Sukkot during his Saturday address, but that didn't happen yesterday. Trump admitted to pressuring Netanyahu into accepting his 20-point plan to release the hostages, warning him he's got to be fine with it. The release of the remaining Gaza hostages held in Hamas captivity is closer than ever. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir and Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich condemned the potential risk of accepting Trump's 20-point plan to end the war in Gaza, claiming there was a risk it would leave Hamas in power, and that's pretty much where we're going. Ben-Gvir and Smotrich are at the point where they made it clear that they want to reoccupy Gaza, or at least parts of it, which I think to a certain extent actually makes a lot of sense. A certain part of Gaza definitely should not be relinquished back, but it is what it is. Like, we've had 1,000 soldiers die in this war, and just where we're heading, I have to be extremely pessimistic because here's what it seems like, all right? Trump is going for this with or without us. And I have to, for all credit is due to Trump, he's actually trying to do something which I think our Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has not really attempted to do anything, and there hasn't been a clear plan in place, which fucks us even harder. So I think we're at this reality where Trump's just like, all right, you're not coming up with any sort of useful plan. I'm going to do something because I got to finish this for my base and for the Middle East so we can get shit back onto a peaceful direction. And without having much of a say in it, we kind of like Bibi's going to have to just kind of accept everything. There's not really any, his back is against the wall. And Hamas, they're a bunch of fuckers, so they're going to keep undermining the deal. They'll keep undermining it, but pushing through just enough for us to keep going for the peace. What I don't think is going to happen, I don't think you're going to be able to remove Hamas from Gaza. I don't think that's ever going to happen, and this plan is very, very big. I don't think that we're going to get all 48 hostages right now because I think they, first of all, don't have access to all 48 hostages, but also, again, where is Hamas's interest in releasing all 48 hostages? Tell me how it makes any sense for them in any way, even if we withdraw. How could they give up 40? That's literally the only end, but they've never not been with a hostage. They're pretty much always been with a hostage for the last 20 years or the last 15 years. They had Gilad Shalit, then they had Syed al-Hasham, and they had Avera Mengistu for 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, and now these guys for almost 2 years, the October 7th hostages. I don't think it makes any sense for them strategically to relinquish any of their hostages, or at least to bottom out at 0. They're always going to want to keep at least 1 or 2 or 10 or 5. I don't know. So the reality is, I think no matter how far we think about this, this is the trajectory that I see. And also I see a strategy by Trump, by the way. He's really trying to push hard for what happened last time with Iran to not happen again. He's making sure that Israel slows down on the attacks in Gaza. For the last 3 days, it's been reported that Israel has taken the foot off the gas pedal, which again, with Arabs is a big misstep. That's not what you do when you're negotiating. You don't take your foot off the gas. There's already been some protests and rallies and celebrations in Gaza for winning the war for the last 3 days during the ongoing genocide. That's still going on. They're still somehow celebrating that they're surviving or that they've won the genocide. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think that Trump's trying to not have a repeat of that tit for tat that happened with Iran towards the end, where we went super hard, which is how you're supposed to fight in the Middle East. But instead, we're easing off the gas, so making it easier for them. I'm sure, by the way, that was a request from Hamas, which is just something we're not allowed to talk about. But it seems like there's being more pressure put on Israel right now to not attack anymore and slow down instead of ramp up. Because you're supposed to, in the Middle East, ramp up right before you make peace. You have to hit the hardest you've ever hit to force them to capitulate to your peaceful side, to force a surrender, but it's just not going to happen. And what we're looking at right now is a reality where, in my opinion, Hamas stays in power. You'll never be able to get removed. You'll never be able to remove that ideology, no matter what re-education methods you put into power. This is a part of the Palestinian ideology. Palestinians are Hamas and Hamas are the Palestinians. It's one and the same. And even if you are to remove the Hamas from power completely, from political power, from military power, whatever it be, okay, it's still going to be the mainstream Palestinian ideology, okay, is the Hamas ideology. So that's not going away anytime soon, unfortunately. So what I think is that Hamas ideology is staying in the Gaza Strip. It's here to stay. And what we're looking at is a reality where we probably get a quiet time. Trump probably forces Israel into a two-state solution. I think I've said this since his election night. I remember I said this on stream. I really feel like this is where we're heading. I think it's always been where we're heading, to complete the Abraham Accords. And then for their end, there will be no Arab supervision. They will not protect Israel, the Arab nations, no matter who it is. They'll never protect Israel over their own people. And we'll have a direct funnel from the Islamic regime of Iran through Iraq, Jordan, and then to Palestine, the new state of Palestine in the West Bank. And we'll have a war with the state of Palestine, and we'll have to reoccupy the state of Palestine again. This time it'll be a harder war, more deaths and civilians on both sides. It's going to be horrible. And that's probably where we're heading in the future. It's a very pessimistic, very dark future, but I don't really see another way out of this. I can see the tides turning, and I can see that we're going to be forced into a two-state solution. This is what it seems like. I don't think our politicians here in Israel even have the gumption to stop it from happening, even if they want to. I think we're going to be forced into it one way or another. Everyone's going to smile, shake hands, pretend like there's going to be peace. And in a couple of years' time, we'll be back at war, having to reoccupy the future state of Palestine. And most likely, we'll have a more anti-Israel president of the United States of America, and we'll have less support. I still think we'll win that war overall, but it's going to be a lot harder of a war to win. And a lot of lives will be lost, and a lot of land is going to be lost as well. It's not going to be a pretty picture at all. But this is the reality of leaders who kick the can down the road instead of actually dealing with the issues, which is removing Hamas or fixing Gaza, fixing Palestinian society with the hard truths. Sometimes it requires years of unrelenting pain and violence. We're going to finish it because it feels bad now, kick the can down the road a couple of years, and we'll be right back here in 5 to 10 years' time, maybe 20 years' time. I'll be right back here with you guys. Same, like nothing happened. It'll be the same, like nothing changed. And I'll play back this clip and I'll say, I said it. I said this was going to happen. Nobody listened, but I said this was going to happen. And listen, I've talked to experts. I've talked to military experts about this. I don't think that my idea is so crazy. I think it's probably going to happen. Like, I'm fairly certain what I'm calling out is going to happen is probably going to happen. This is just the positioning that we're heading towards. So, again, I'm happy that the hostages are coming home. Hopefully, inshallah. I'm really hoping for it. I really think there's Not a lot left for us to fight for in Gaza right now, but unless we start doing some disgusting shit, like backstabby shit, and we reoccupy Gaza or reattack Gaza after securing all of our hostages, it's just, but we won't be able to because there's going to be international guarantees that don't allow us to re-enter the Gaza arena after getting the hostages. But a couple predictions. I don't think we're going to get all the hostages out. I'm staying optimistic, but I don't think there's any way. It doesn't make any sense for Hamas. I do think now, I think that this deal, the way that it is going to go through. It looks like this is the most serious I've seen. And 3, this is going to end in a tragedy for all Israelis, all Palestinians, and it's going to end in a very big win for Trump in the West. They're going to feel great about the fact that they solved the crisis in the Middle East, while in reality, we are entering a very, very, very dark future that is surface level going to look very bright. Abraham Accords will be reinstated. Peace is going to be made. But behind the scenes, what's going to be happening? A lot of darkness, in my opinion. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope everything I'm saying is wrong. Truly, I hope. I hope everything I'm saying is wrong. But I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Klats.
Has this ever happened to you? Hey, are you a Zionist?
What is this hesitation? You think Judah the Maccabee was hesitating when he's fighting for Israel?
Here, take this.
Do you think Queen Esther hesitated before stopping Haman from ending the Jews of Persia?
Well,
Hey, Habibi, you think Herzl thought he was a white colonizer as he Zionized the Jews of Europa? Listen, kid, I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Jew, or a Christian. You're a Zionist, right?
yeah.
Well, a good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys some provocative merchandise.
They do?
Absolutely, a pinch of I have some incredible designs for you, Yellen. They say everything promised to you 3,000 years ago. Here, take a shirt with a matching hat. For you, good price. They say they kick you from 109 countries. Here, join the 109 club. Take shirt and matching hat. For you, good price. Habibi, you want to Zionize? Here, take shirt, matching hat. You like Kuba Select shel Safta? Here, take shirt, matching hat. Take sticker, take hoodie. Take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take.
Yossi, achi, he understand you, stop!
A good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys merch. Yalla, Habibi, for you, good price. If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.